How's it going, guys? It's me, the Dome Otaku, here today to talk about the finale episode 12 of Kiznaiver. So, there goes my second series of the season, and Kiznaiver's ending, I don't know how I feel about this ending. For one, I feel that they could have done more from the ending itself. I think that the ending sort of felt really, it just like abruptly ended and just like, oh, it's done. Basically, because episode 11 started off with the whole cliffhanger thing with Noriko and whatnot, and I thought it was pretty good. But then the way they execute the ending for the episode, so I guess that I'm satisfied. I think for me, it was just like it went by really quick, with just like 24 minutes, like as a normal episode goes. But then like it just happened like really quick, because in the beginning of the episode they just start off with it like, oh, Katsuhira and the teacher go off to try and chase her to the bridge where she's gonna recreate the event where she jumped off and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh dang, okay, stuff's going down. It's just getting right on it, and then eventually they have that long like discussion where Katsuhira confronts Noriko on the bridge, and that was pretty cool, I gotta admit. And I guess, okay, you know what? Maybe it is just me, because for one, it just felt like everything was going by so fast and everything, and I'm just like, oh shoot, like I was paying attention to it. So yeah, I mean, he confronts Noriko, and interestingly enough, I was talking about in the last episode, I believe, how Noriko and Katsuhira have two different like opinions, or two different like sides to achieving the same goal in a sense, and how Noriko's doing it wrong and Katsuhira is trying to help her out and stuff. And then eventually, the whole confrontation happens, and eventually Noriko returns her pain to Katsuhira and all the other kids, supposedly. So interestingly enough, they resolve that, but you know what? Actually, I'm taking my statement back. So I think they could have done more for this series, and I'll say why. So after Noriko returns her pain back to her childhood friends and Katsuhira, they're in the hospital, and then they're just talking about like how, oh, now we could actually finally truly connect with each other and whatnot, because we have our pains back and we don't need to be branded together by the Kizna marks and whatnot, right? And then they just ended there, and that's about it. But to be honest, like that's for 12 episodes, that's fine. But I mean, possibly, I kind of wish that they would have to. I kind of wish that they had more to it, because Noriko just sort of like technically just freed herself from her burden of carrying the pain of everyone else, and now she's just starting to change her ways. The series is done, and I'm just like, wow, I kind of actually wish that we had a little bit more episodes to sort of see some development with her. And well, of course, Noriko and Katsuhira's childhood friends, they're all also recuperating as well, and you don't get to see any more of that because the series is done. But I mean, yeah, they could have done a lot more, which is a lot to ask for. But I mean, plot-wise, they could have done more. But ending it here with Noriko's returning pain back to Katsuhira and everyone, and sort of changing herself in the end, I think it's okay. And they do resolve the situation with the original 7 friends and the Kiznaivers, like Chidori and them. So they do resolve that, in my opinion, because for one, they come up like after like seeing what happened, they go up to Katsuhira and they all sort of like agree to each other, like even though like all the shit that happened with us and the pain and stuff like that, like he's still my friend, or I can't leave him behind or something like that, or we are already friends, we gotta go help him. Like Chidori accepts the fact that he likes Noriko, and then I want to help him also because he's different and changed. Like they all banded together at the end, and that's pretty cool how they all met up at the bridge, and like all the police are just like freaking watching these kids talking about some stuff. It's like, what the hell are these kids talking about? But they're like the ones in charge of the situation. And yeah, eventually like every single person in the group, even including Honoka, she's like, even though we've been all through this shit with the Kizna marks, and we did through some stuff, we didn't really become friends because the Kizna marks, are maybe because we did, but we became friends because we are sort of different and stuff like that. And yeah, it was just pretty cool how everyone came back, and then eventually they tried to, they try to persuade Noriko to change her ways, and she did. And interestingly enough, the conversation between Noriko and Katsuhira, like I kind of get lost in the moment when they're talking about like everything, but I mean, so here's what I'm thinking. So basically, Noriko is saying how they needed the Kizna experience because she believed that in doing so and connecting them through their pains that they would become friends and build bonds and relationships and whatnot. But Katsuhira, on the other hand, was saying that they didn't need the Kizna marks, and that, you know, even though they don't understand each other through the pain and through Kizna marks, that they became friends as in the end, and that's also the result of the other 7 and Chidori and them, how they became friends even without the Kizna marks. So, interestingly enough, yes, Noriko technically is correct that you could become friends with people if you understand their pain, but on the other hand, Katsuhiro is also correct because, you know, you don't need that to understand other people, and because you don't understand each other, that you sort of like, they were talking about how you open your heart up to someone, you get closer to them, you distance yourself from them and whatnot, and yeah, that's how you normally make friends. And then, so they're both right. But then in the end, like, Noriko was going about it the wrong way and trying to freaking brand everyone in the whole city, right? And that's where Katsuhiro stepped in. And then Katsuhiro was telling them, like, in the dream that Noriko had, where she was saying that, oh, and as kids, like, Katsuhiro and the other childhood friends were like, oh, you have to return our pain back to us. And Noriko was afraid that if she lost her connection to everyone else, that they wouldn't be longer friends anymore, because that's what her thinking was. And in the end, you know, Katsuhiro was like, oh, even though you return our pain back to us, we'll still be friends. And, you know, we all like you, you like us. It's the same thing. And eventually she does return the pain, and that's how they resolve the situation. So, interestingly enough, the discussion is really, it's up there, right? Where, like I said, they both are trying to achieve the same thing, but they have different methods and opinions and whatnot on how to do it. But eventually they got the happy ending, and I'm really... For one, I am happy that they, you know, there's a conclusive ending to an extent. You're like, Katsuhiro returned to his pain, and he felt happy, like, you know, it was like, he felt freaking pain. He fell off a bridge, for crying out loud. Noriko and Katsuhiro are, like, on the brink of freaking, like, hospitalization, and, like, their casts and bruises and whatnot. It's just like, dang, they fell off a bridge, and they survived, but they're in the hospital. So anyways, yeah, I mean, also, besides the whole Noriko and main story thing, you have the romantic relationships between everyone else. You see Tenga and Chidori sort of talking it out and stuff. Nico hasn't given up on Tenga. So yeah, there could have been, like, you could see more of that, but at least for now that they're, you know, Nico hasn't given up yet. Chidori accepts the fact that he likes, Katsuhiro likes Noriko. Tenga, I guess he hasn't given up to an extent, but, you know, it's really mixed. You also have Yuta and Honoka together, and that's okay for there. Anything else about the series? So this series, okay, let's talk about the series. The series in general, I thought it was pretty interesting with the concept that they had, you know, like sharing pain through people, understanding each other's pain and the people and the person, and then, you know, the overall result was like trying to, like, you know, understand people and stop fighting and whatnot. So yeah, like, this series for one had an interesting premise, as I said that for Neto game, but it did. And, you know, as long as we got the way, you had to introduce these characters and their pains and whatnot, and we got to learn about mostly every single character in the series, mostly focused through Chidori, and then he had Honoka a lot, and then we also had Noriko was a big focus, yes. Nico, not so much. The other guy, I forgot, Hisomu, I think his name is. And then Yuta, you also, like, you know, we learned a little bit about all the Kiznaivers, right? And their pains and their past and whatever, right? And then throughout the whole series, they sort of develop. But then, as I was talking about in episode 10 or 11, you know, Katsuhiro is also part of that, and he develops the most, being the one who was emotionless at first, and then gaining back his emotions and pain in the end, and turning back to normal at this episode per se. So yeah, I think for one that they had some, what am I saying? I'm trying to think right now about this series. For one, it was good. It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed Kiznaiver. For 12 episodes, you know, they had the interesting concept. Okay, so what I'm guessing for Kiznaiver is that it is sort of like a slice of life-ish with the sci-fi in the background, the whole Kizna thing, right? Because in the end, like, the whole thing for Kiznaiver was about these 7 random people who became friends through circumstance, the Kizna marks, and they became friends because they understood their pains and learned about each other, and you know, helped out each other throughout the end. And then of course, after they became friends, it was all about Noriko and how Katsuhira also wanted to understand and help Noriko and through her pain, and they also helped her as well. So then, you know, it was really just that, like, slice of life, making friends as sort of thing, and understanding and helping out the pains that people sort of think. Like the concept of Kiznaiver, as I keep saying in the beginning, it was really, I was really intrigued by it, you know, having to understand people's pains and understanding them resolves conflicts, or like, you know, doesn't bring any fighting anymore. And that was like, oh, that could be possible. And then throughout the series, we sort of see that, and then episode like what 10 happened when they all got like in the rain, and then like everyone's like relationship problems and stuff like that. But then throughout in this episode 13, you see them even after that tragic event that happened, they come over to help Katsuhira, who they had a fight with, and everyone was really just angry towards him, or like, you know, their problems all centered around towards him in a sense, and they all still stood by together even though that whole thing happened. So it was pretty good. And wow, I don't know, man. Kiznaiver, man, it was pretty good. I really would wish to see more, but I mean, I guess they ended it here. Season 2 could be in the future or something like that. I don't know, guys. But for one, Kiznaiver was pretty good, and this ending was pretty satisfying. So, okay, I gotta take a break. I was talking for too long. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching this finale review of Kiznaiver. So, the end of my second series for the season. I don't know how I feel about this, guys. I'm kind of sad right now. But for one, it was a pretty good series. I enjoyed this series, especially its freaking opening. That opening, oh my goodness, I can't wait to get that opening for my music and whatnot. So, what did you guys think about the series Kiznaiver? Did you guys think like any differently? Did you guys want like a season 2? Because I know, as I say this right now, like 12 episodes, the cliche of 12 episodes is sort of like, it's always happening now, and like, you know, as much as I'd love to see more, it's only 12 episodes, and that's all we can do. So anyways, guys, now I'm done for this series. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the Kiznaiver video reaction review things, and tell me what you guys thought about Kiznaiver. You know, the channel is pretty good, the channel is average and whatnot. Did you want to see more, like a season 2 or whatnot, and anything else in the comments below? So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, because what other series do I have to finish this season? I don't remember. I know there's ReZero, but that's a long ways going, and that's like Kabineri. I don't know, guys. But anyways, guys, subscribe, because the season is starting to end, and the next season, oh boy, I cannot wait for rewrites and a bunch of other things for that season. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are doing well. Take care, guys. See you guys on the next video on the Domotaku Anime channel. So take care, guys, and mata ne.